We've all been there. We set goals and intentions to progress with our careers, health, and relationships. But then, life happens. Other things get in our way, we get too busy or too tired. So we fall off track with our healthy habits and productive routines. But let's normalize that because failure is success in progress. Today I'll break down step by step how you can quickly and easily get back on track with your goals and stay consistent with your habits and routines. Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. It is the end of June. That means we have 6 months to make the changes we want to see in 2024. And it doesn't matter when you're watching this, 6 months from now you can either have 6 months of progress or 6 months of excuses. And the choice is yours to help you get back on track with your goals, habits, and routines. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel to get inspired to continue taking action towards creating your dream life. Here you'll find videos on healthy habits and intentional productivity. So hit the subscribe button to join this amazing community. Falling off track is the part of the journey to success, but staying off track is a decision that you make. I know it can be very hard to get back on track, especially if you have been off track for a while. But the longer you let this slump continue, the harder it will feel. So if it feels difficult today, trust me, it's gonna feel even harder tomorrow if you don't do anything about it. Because you start doubting and questioning yourself so much that at some stage you will convince yourself that maybe eating healthy, exercising, learning a new language, all these great things are for other people, but maybe not for you. If you have these type of thoughts, trust me, that is an indication that you've been on a slump for way too long. And it is now time to break that cycle. It basically means that you've been stuck in a negative cycle where you feel unmotivated, unproductive, uninspired, and that's why you don't take the actions that you need to take to feel a different way, reinforcing the same feelings again. But the good news is there is a way out. In this video, I'll help you break this negative cycle so you can get out of slump and get back on track. To help you stay on track with your goals, habits, and routines, I put together a 50-day habit tracker that you can download for free using the link in the description below. It will massively help you stay motivated and accountable to completing these habits so you can make progress towards your goals every single day. And this step is all about setting the exact habits we want to follow to achieve our goals. The results you'll achieve tomorrow depend on the decisions you make today. So do something today your future self will thank you for. I've fallen off track so many times, but I've been so good at getting myself back on track again that to others it seems like I've never fallen off track in the first place. But the reality is, everybody falls off track. It is what you do when you fall off track that defines your results. Are you going to allow yourself to continue off track? Or are you going to make the decision to go back on track? And the choice is yours. Step number 1 is to reflect and review. The first thing you need to do is to forgive yourself. You need to acknowledge that these setbacks and detours are all part of the process. We tend to be too hard on ourselves, beating ourselves up for making mistakes, but that is totally counterproductive. We need to intentionally train our minds to turn that inner critic into an inner cheerleader, because you know that voice inside of our heads has a huge impact in our lives. That voice has literally the power to make you or to break you. But the good news is that you can change it. And that's a topic for a different video. For today, we want to forgive ourselves and learn from the past. Let's begin by identifying what were our initial intentions. Ask yourself, why did I fall off track? Finally, check if there's anything you could simplify in your life to make it easier for you to stay on track. For that, ask yourself, what things distracted me from my goals, habits, and routines? By asking yourself these 3 questions, you're going to learn so much from your past failures, and you can use these answers to help you in the next step. Step number 2 is to realign and simplify. And if you want to set yourself up for success, you definitely need to use the habit tracker here. I recommend that you write down the exact habits you want to follow every single day. Begin by writing them in pencil because we're going to refine these habits in the next steps. Now look at your list of habits and ask yourself, how can you simplify this? And for a reference, I'm going to leave in the comments my list of 12 habits for life. These are habits that fundamentally help us achieve more success in all areas of life, including our wealth, health, and relationships. You can pick and choose the ones that you believe will serve you, the ones that will help you achieve your goals and that are in alignment with your values. But don't feel pressured to do all of these habits every single day. Just choose the ones that will serve you right now and also set a frequency that is aligned with where you're at. For example, if you don't exercise at all at the moment, setting a goal to exercise every single day for an hour is going to be very unrealistic. Instead, adapt it to make it your own. Maybe set the intention to exercise 3 times a week for 30 minutes. And try to be very specific. Maybe it is going for 2 walks and doing yoga. Just make sure it is aligned with where you are right now and where you want to go in the future. And again, let's begin by answering 3 questions. The first question is, what goals will these habits help me achieve? And it is really important that you write down on the habit tracker what goals these habits will help you achieve. Because when the going gets tough, you are going to be asking yourself that question. Question number 2 is, why is this important to me? So reflect on why achieving these goals are important to you. Because if that's not clear in your mind and written there to remind you every day, it is going to be very difficult for you to follow through. If the reason is very compelling, it will motivate you to take the action every single day. But if the reason isn't very compelling, then question yourself, should I really set this goal or this habit in the first place? It's okay to let go of things that don't serve you, and things might change, and maybe at some point in the future, they will make more sense for you. But if it doesn't make sense to you right now, it is okay to let go of it. Third, ask yourself, what are the consequences of not establishing these habits now? Sometimes it is only when we look at the consequences of not doing them that we realize how important the habits are. Now that you answered these 3 questions, you should have a very clear idea of why you're doing this in the first place. I want you to double check your list and ask yourself, how can you simplify these habits? There is no point in overwhelming yourself with so many things to do. Make sure that these habits are aligned with your goals and how you want to live your life. And there are 2 ways that you can order your habits: by priority or schedule. If you want to order them by priority, add first the most important habit. If you want to set them considering the schedule for your day, then start from the first one to the last one you would like to complete on any given day. Step number 3 is to make it easy. The goal is to start with small, simple habits so you can get the reps in, and as you build that consistency, then you can set harder goals for yourself. Remember, slow and consistently is better than fast and inconsistently. Because if you start slow and consistently, you can always add up a little bit more and achieve more. But if you start too fast and then you're inconsistent, it's gonna be so hard for you to actually establish these habits. The main goal is to make it easy for you to keep the promises you make yourself. As you do that, you're gonna build your self-discipline, you're going to build your self-confidence, and you're gonna be able to achieve even more. Don't break promises you can't keep. Don't set high expectations because that's gonna break your self-confidence. And if you've done that in the past, you know what I mean. Step number 4 is to make it exciting. And there are 2 main ways that I do that. First, focus on the now and ask yourself, what would this look like if it were fun? This is a question I came across in the book Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal. By the way, I'll leave my video summary of that book up here so you can check it out. But this question helps me make my work more fun. It gets me thinking about ways I could make it more exciting and enjoyable. And my favorite way to make work more enjoyable is to set a nice vibe. I like to play some music, do it with a friend or as part of a community, light up a candle, or just to turn on some fun lights. And my second way to make work more exciting is to focus on the big picture. So for that, I love to use my vision board. I have my vision board as the wallpaper on my laptop, and I love seeing it every single day because it allows me to connect with my vision and connecting with the positive feelings that come from setting off to achieve those goals and create that dream life. Step number 5 is to get accountability. And this is so important for you to establish those habits to keep yourself on track. And there are 2 main methods that I use for accountability. The first one is to use a habit tracker. I couldn't recommend it more. Make sure to download my free 50-day habit tracker using the link in the description below because it works as a physical reminder of the habits you want to establish. So place it somewhere you see every single day, and it is so motivating and satisfying to clearly see a visual representation of your progress every single day. And the second way to get accountability is through people, and this could be through a friend or a community. And that's why I designed my program for a small group of people, so we can keep each other accountable and motivated and progress towards our goals every single day. Make sure to check out the first link in the description to learn more about it. Step number 6 is to celebrate small wins. At the end of every day, acknowledge yourself for your efforts, for trying to do something different, for trying to establish these habits, and really celebrate everything that you did. One framework that I learned in Ali's book that was so helpful is I didn't do X, but I did do Y. Sometimes we don't get to do everything we wanted on a given day, but we can choose to feel good about the things that we did do or to feel bad about the things we didn't do. And guess what? Focusing on the positive things will make you feel accomplished, while focusing on the negative things will make you feel frustrated. And if you feel accomplished, those positive feelings will help you have more motivation to achieve more the next day. But if you feel frustrated, that is gonna drain your energy and you won't even have the motivation to do anything the next day. The key here is to focus on the small wins and celebrate them. Step number 7 is to reframe the failures. As we discussed before, failures are part of the process to succeed. So accept that your journey to success is going to be imperfect, that there will be obstacles and setbacks. And these challenges are opportunities for you to develop your resilience. Aiming to build resilience is better than aiming to build perfection. Because if you're resilient, it doesn't matter how many times you fall, you're always gonna pick yourself back up and try again. But if you're aiming to build perfection, the minute things go wrong, you won't be able to continue. So reframe your failures as an opportunity to build resilience, to pick yourself back up again and try one more time. And the reality is, if you're not failing, you're probably not even trying. As a rule of thumb, 80% success is the sweet spot. Let's say I set a goal to exercise every single day for a week. If I exercise 6 days, that's over 80%, so that's a huge success. If you find that you're succeeding 100% of the time, that is an indication that you could set the bar a little higher for yourself. And if you're succeeding under 80% of the time, that is an indication that you need to set the bar a little lower for yourself. There's this quote by Tony Robbins that I love: no matter how many mistakes you make or how slow you progress, you are still way ahead of everyone who isn't trying. So the main idea is to keep trying and progressing in every area of life. If you made this far into the video, it means you are committed to getting back on track. Comment below what is the one habit that you would like to establish in the next 50 days. I'm very curious to know. And if you want to build your vision board so you can connect with your dream life every single day, make sure to check out this video next. I hope to see you there. Bye!